All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Team Reactive question and answer session. Looks like we had Annette just jump in here with us. All right. Love it. How's it going, Annette? You're going to have to unmute your microphone. So the microphone, if you put your pointer over the screen and then the buttons will fly out and you click on the unmute. It's like a microphone with a line through it.
Okay, there we go.
Perfect. Very good. All right. Welcome. Oh, you clicked on it one more time. I think you clicked on it twice, so you got to click on it again. It toggles it on and off your micro. There you go.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, thanks.
All right.
How are you doing?
Doing great. Doing fantastic. Happy holidays. You have a good Thanksgiving holiday?
Thanksgiving was last month for Canadians.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So, but I'm still giving thanks. So.
Super good.
Yeah.
What do you guys do? You guys do turkeys? What do they do for Canadian Thanksgiving?
Turkeys, ham, mashed potatoes, all the stuff that's not good for you. Lots of squares and pies and apple pie, pumpkin pie, cherry pie. But you know what? I'm not eating that stuff anymore.
So many. You know, it's very interesting. We've got some great folks in Hawaii who are training, who started just a week or so ago, and they were disciplined enough to avoid that as well. So a lot of them brought their own food to places. So that was pretty impressive.
So what do they do in Hawaii then? What kind of food?
They do the turkey thing. You know, it's more symbolic, but they actually it's kind of a smorgasbord. You know, you'll get like people bringing Hawaiian kind of cuisines, Japanese food, sushi. You know, I've been to quite a few different family things. Yeah, it's quite a display.
Although I don't like sushi.
Yeah.
I don't like sushi at all. You like sushi? You like sushi?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
you seem like the type to like everything.
Yeah, there's not much I don't really enjoy. I just try to moderate and not overdo any one specific thing.
Okay, good for you. Good for you.
All right, so yeah, the question here, which is a great question, and I think there's a couple elements to your question with regards to following up and how to professionally and being professionally courteous to people and not feeling like you're going to lose a friend.
That's right. You betcha.
Yep, I can relate, and then with regards also to talking about the business to someone who maybe has had a negative experience. Is that accurate? So again, Annette's question was, she has a personal trainer that she's talked about the product to, but really hasn't gotten any response from. When is it appropriate, and how to appropriately approach that person again without being annoying or anything like that. And so you're not jeopardizing a friendship here, of course. And then another thing is how do you kind of communicate to people who've had a bad experience in network marketing, because this person has had a previous not good experience, right? So there's a couple things. So the first thing is I always just, whenever I like to reconnect with someone, the first things first is just ask them how they're doing, what's going on with them, get a good sense. Sometimes in the conversation, you'll see a way to sort of, see it will naturally find a path to surfacing. Yeah, because they'll say, well, I've been doing pretty good, but man, I wish I'd get more clients. Everything's really slow this time of year, and so something like that, may lead you into a way to talk about residual income, or just to say, oh, have you thought of other ways have you thought about other options of adding some revenue to your to training? And in the case of personal trainers, those, it's very common, right? Most people, they'll work out for a while, they have a trainer for a while, and then they're done. Whether they just choose to, okay, I got it, I'm going to work out on my own, I know what I need to do, maybe I'll call you again in a year or so if I start falling off the wagon. But for the most part, a lot of them just start and they go, oh, this is too hard, and then they just quit. They're in a never-ending cycle of trying to constantly acquire customers to create revenue. So at that point, I approach a lot of them through the channel of, look, wouldn't it be great that even if you had a lull in customer acquisition, that you still had some ongoing revenue? What if it was just a few $100s extra a month? Would that help? that you can just rely on, solidly every month. And then, you never know. That might be something that they say, well, wow, what do you mean? Well, you can, there's technologies, or, I represent a technology. If they're already aware of what you're doing, you say, look, that's how our business model is designed, is to create residual income, because the technology that we have is so fundamental that people use it on a monthly basis, and you generate income every time they purchase. So that's one method. But again, first and foremost, just try to spark up a conversation, be engaged in what they're doing, and maybe once every few conversations, bring a SIA into the equation. Don't maybe every time just try to jam it down their throat, because people will feel like, oh, they're just, trying to get something out of me.
Yeah, I don't do it every time.
Yeah. So I would say, kind of a rule of thumb is if you talk to someone every 3 or 4 times, then it's probably appropriate, because you probably have collected enough information about that person where you can sort of figure out a way that they can benefit from, whether it's our technology or the business model. And of course, we always, have educated people on asking the right questions regarding their lifestyle, and that, because that's what usually gets people off the dime, to say, look, let me give that a shot. Sure, I'd love to be able to, build something that could create this ongoing residual income stream. So if you can get more into that mode of conversation, there's probably a better likeliness of them wanting to participate, especially if it's someone who has their own business, and who can understand ups and downs of revenue. Having something solid, could be very beneficial for them.
Okay, what about references then? Like I've asked her for other people that she would know that, since she isn't interested. I asked her, I said, well, would you know of anybody that would want to make an impact on somebody else, or would like to take a look at this? So she's not willing to give any kind of contacts or anything like that. And I said, well, I understand that. So I don't know how to go from there.
Yeah. So it's one of those types of folks who just have some pretty strong walls up.
Yeah.
And again, really the only way you can chip away at it, it's someone who I wouldn't spend too much time, with, but I would just keep hanging and just keep getting that relationship a little better, just basically listening to them and what's going on in their situation.
Okay, and, sure.
Yeah, that's kind of all you can do with some folks. But going along with that, if the opportunity ever arises for you to have a discussion about why she's negative, he or she about negative about network marketing, what I always like to do is I just say, look, I appreciate, you may have had a negative experience or know someone who hasn't, been successful with it, but what do you think specifically was the reason for it? And the reasons most of the time, the company went out of business, right? And I got left hung out, I did all this work, and then, I didn't make money, or they'll say I didn't make any money. That's really common. I signed up and, I told a few people and I didn't make any money. I'm like, okay, I always like, well, can you explain how the compensation plan works? 99% of people who sign up in network marketing cannot explain it. They have no idea how they get paid. They have no idea. They don't learn the product level to any depth. Somebody sold them a bill of goods. And unfortunately, it's usually the sponsor's fault. They just oversell them and say, look, just sign up and you'll make $1 million next year or something ridiculous. Or just sign up. You get a few people, they'll get a few people, and you have to do anything. And so, it's like they treat it like the lottery. And so I would just, say, look, for those answers, or those questions rather, we have some great answers to, and we have systems and duplication processes. And we are a professional company, been around now for over 5 years, had consistent, steady growth. We have a amazing technology that has less than 2% product return rate with 100% money back guarantee. Hundreds of thousands of people have already experienced this product. And so there's absolutely no reason why you can't create, business here. But as long as you're open to learning on what the differences are between companies that don't make it and between companies that do, because there's a lot of success. $183 billion a year moves through this channel of direct sales for those who are willing to put effort, into it. And that would be the only question I would ask someone at the end of it. I would say, look, so my only question is, do you really feel that you gave it a fair shot when you whatever previous business or network marketing company that you were involved with? Do you really feel like you got to the level where you were doing the presentations, you understood the information, and you were a professional in that? Because that's really what it takes in anything to become successful. Wouldn't you agree? And again, I think most people at the end of the day,
I'm on that road myself. I'm it's all about personal growth.
Yeah, and it's a road, it's a journey. And but I can't even imagine like running a marathon and getting about mile 7 into it and getting tired and stopping running and say, oh, marathons don't work. Are they
That's a good analogy for her. That's a good analogy because she's a personal trainer. That's a good analogy. Would you train to become a personal trainer? How did you train? What steps did you have to go through to become a personal trainer?
Sure. And as a personal trainer, she's probably aware of if herself if herself may or may not have competed in, or trained for any type of specific athletic event. But that is absolutely true. You can't just show up and find the registration for the race and just show up and expect to win the race or expect to do anything, have any type of reward, right? No, any type of achievement requires training, sacrifice, and the more you do of those things, coincidentally, the greater your results become.
Diligence. Oh my goodness, diligence.
Yeah, so I would just say, look, if you decide to do this or take a look or want to add this, I would sit down with you first before you got started, and let's look at what kind of time commitments we're looking at, and let's look at what level of success you want to achieve and how long you want that to happen. And then, we'll both have this understanding of what's involved, not just sign up and, you're just going to make money magically. And then you're going to base your decision on that, whether you succeed or fail just because you signed a piece of paper. Just like, and another great analogy she would relate to is people who sign up for a health club, a health club. Most of them don't do anything, but is that the fault of the health club? Do you say, oh, the health clubs don't work? No, you got to show up, you got to work out, and you got to do it consistently over time. And so that's really, I think if you're ever able to have that discussion with her, it's probably somebody, and that's that's an analogy that I like to use, even with people who aren't in the fitness space, because most people, even from observing that, know that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, when they watch the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
They know when they watch the Olympics, they know they have to go through all the training just to do that. Like everybody watches that, right?
That's correct. Everyone knows that. Yep. Well, while we see the results of their, amazing athleticism, that they didn't just show up for that.
That's right.
There was years of preparation and pain and struggle, and like I always tell people, I don't remember anything significant that I've done in my life where I didn't spend an exorbitant amount of work, pain, struggle, whatever, whether it was in the Marine Corps physically training and learning all the things needed for that, or whether it was in computer information technology, staying up, cramming for these certification exams and stressing out because it cost $100 to take the test, so I spent, endless hours just on the computer trying to figure out different ways they would ask the question. So everything, if you're not engaged at that level, okay, you cannot expect success, at that level either. So I hope does that make sense?
Yeah. I don't want to take over the questions if somebody else has one.
No. That was good. That was what we had.
I'm the only one.
We had one this morning, but I appreciate it. And, encourage everyone too, because some people come back here and watch later, during the week. But I encourage everyone out there to ask the questions. You can type it in just like Annette did beforehand at any time. And on the next session, we'll come and queue it up. And I'm so happy you decided to click on the link, jump right in the Hangout. It's always great so people can see everyone's smiling, beautiful faces.
Yeah, I was hoping for a whole row of people here, but
I know.
Anyway.
Well, hopefully one day we'll get to that. We'll get to that point.
That's right.
It's kind of like showing up at the gym, right? We're trying to get people just even to show up. 80% of success is showing up.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Paul.
Okay. Thank you, Annette. And thanks everyone out there. And again, type your questions in the comment section below here at any time, and tune into the next episode and we'll answer them for you. Take care, everyone. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
See you later.